meeting. But a great opportunity to talk to other people are public events like commencement, or events where there will be individual regents that we can talk to while we're sitting on a platform, or while we're putting our robes on in the football locker room, or while we're having a soda in between. And I want to stress, Shane Spiller and I are in lockstep on this. The faculty regent and I are in lockstep. He is tremendously concerned about faculty, but tremendously concerned about staff pay as well. And the reason this has been accelerated, and I want to stress too that Robert and the people that are working on this are doing an outstanding job, but their hands are somewhat tied with what they can do based on the agendas that they're given. So I think we're going to have to push as a unit. Now, I don't mind doing that. I don't recommend that for everybody, but I think we're going to have to push as a unit to help affect some change. I have gotten in the chairs here, and I have advocated, and honestly, you all, it's pretty public what I've said. I said I think we ought to get a 2-year COLA in the current FY, a 2-year COLA in the coming FY, 2% in present, 2% next, and then launch a 5 to 6 year plan to attack compression, and have that update every year to where we fix that in 5 years if we can. There should be capacity to do that, certainly, since there's a lot fewer of us around. The other piece to this, of course, is the willingness of the university to prioritize a living wage for a lot of the people that work here in the capacity that they have. We, again, have people with master's degrees that aren't able to do supplemental teaching, which the university needs, because of the way that they're paid. That's another thing that needs to be addressed, and it keeps getting pushed down the road. Ultimately, this is not a priority for upper administration, who I would remind you have mostly all been replaced at market rate. So it grows increasingly frustrating for somebody like me as a department head, that we are limited to what we can do with resources that we have, and see a reduction coming in the future. And I'll add one other thing, and I'm sorry, Tanya, I certainly didn't want to talk much in this meeting because I have been angry for several days. Margaret Crowder, I should say the AAUP, sent an email on, I think it was Friday, that solicited information from the staff. I responded directly to her twice and answered some questions, and invited her and the AAUP to work through the proper channels to reach out to Staff Senate instead of staff directly. The AAUP, I should say, made a reference that it wasn't necessarily a scientific survey. And my comment back was very simple. If you use university email, you present yourself as someone with a doctorate degree, you use Qualtrics, and you use an organization as your background, AAUP, it sure looks scientific. So don't reach out to staff. Work through the channels that are supplied, and I would prefer that happen through the future. Now, I'm not saying don't do the survey. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to matter. I looked at it. It's simple and it's ridiculous. It addresses a problem that doesn't exist. And I'm not defending the president here. I'm just saying what she was addressing, the AAUP was addressing, was a fault. I mean, it's something that's not a problem. And I also reminded the AAUP that this really doesn't apply to staff for the fall, because we're here all year. We work all year long. So we deal with this every day, not just when it's convenient to make an argument as a faculty member. So that's the last thing I'm going to say. I swear, you all, unless there's other questions. I swear. I promise. I'm going to turn my mic off.
Okay. I guess the next part of the retreat after our monthly meeting will be our lunch, and so we'll be meeting down in night class that for our lunch, and they're going to open up the door so we can walk into fresh food, grab our lunch, and then take it back in there. It's real big, so we can socially distance. If you're not comfortable, don't feel like that you don't feel pressured into coming if that's something that you would choose to not do, but don't feel obligated that you have to do that. And I believe Susan's going to be joining us for lunch, so she can to meet the staff Senate members and having some conversations with her. And after that, the newly elected and the members that were continuing to serve of staff Senate will meet to elect officers and select standing committees to be ready for the July meeting for the new fiscal year. Oh, I guess the staff Senate Executive Committee, we talked about Steve Lancaster had an idea that he kind of that he had from his time with Leadership Bowling Green, where he went around to different places in Bowling Green, kind of saw the behind the scenes of different businesses throughout the community, even here at Western, kind of seeing behind the scenes of how things worked, and he thought that would be a great idea to incorporate into the Staff Leadership Institute. So I talked with April McCauley. She thought it was a great idea, and also spoke with President Gamoni about the same idea. And he is going to talk to his president cabinet and get them to get on board with this. So one thing that was discussed is basically in the staff leadership, a lot of the training, leadership training or other training will happen in the morning. And then after the lunch break, we'll go to a different department. It could be admissions, it could be athletics, it could be ISIC, anywhere around the university. So people that are in staff leadership kind of get a better idea what each of these departments do on campus. I know with my time here on Staff Senate, meeting individuals such as yourselves, and then I guess, and then through various committees that I've served on throughout my time, it has helped. Honestly, it has helped me with my job just to understand how the university works. And when I'm talking to somebody in a different department, I have a good idea of what they're doing, and it just and maybe it makes it easier for me to help them as well. So, the president loved the idea, and he's going to get his cabinet on board. And I've talked with April McCauley, and she's going to come up with a plan and try to incorporate what she is talking about, what the topic is, like during like the morning part of the session, and incorporate that into where they go on campus. So we'll be looking to hear more information on that. But and April is just always looking for input from staff Senate. So does anybody have any kind of ideas on how to incorporate this, or any kind of concerns about it? I know several people in here have already done the Staff Leadership Institute.
Yeah, Mike, I'll speak briefly just because it was my idea. So, I'll also take the blame if it doesn't work. But
yeah. I didn't want to put you on the spot, Steve. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, I did the Leadership Bowling Green program a few years back, and it was really good. And the leadership training was great. But the thing that stuck with me the most was going behind the scenes around certain sort of infrastructures here in town, places that you would never otherwise go, or driven past 100 times and never actually gone in. And that part really stuck with me. And I made some really good connections there. And I thought, I've worked at Western for 16 years, and there's buildings I've never been in, right? There's and so that part of it I thought would be really beneficial to everybody. And I've used those connections I've made subsequently. So, you know, people that I met on those days, because I know what they do and I know what's going on in that organization, I've reached out. And so I thought that would be really good to incorporate, though I do know it creates work. Someone has to host that. Someone has to create that. I guess I volunteer to host it for IT if that comes up. But I found that really beneficial, and it created a real sense of community. And I think that could aid with that here. Obviously, we've got COVID to think about with that because that's very in person. But you know, it was a real benefit to that program. So hopefully we could incorporate that here. But if it doesn't work, throw me under the bus. I'm used to the greasy side of the bus.
I think that's an excellent idea. Our division did that. We did a walking tour and we walked around campus and we went to different departments here in our division, and it was very helpful.
You know, it might be good for, you know, we talked about, I mean, upper administration. We have a lot of new upper administration. It might be good for them as well, you know, for them to walk around and see what our different departments do on campus.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I like that. All right, so I guess, yeah, I think that would just be a great opportunity for people in SLI and that are participating in that program, just to, you know, they're meeting people throughout different departments during their training, but also kind of getting some tours of the different areas on campus to just to see how the university operates and what they bring to the university. You know, athletics would be a great example. There's a lot that athletics bring that people don't realize. You know, a lot of those students that are in the athletic department are there because of sports, and otherwise they may never have the opportunity to get an education. And that's what they bring to the, you know, they bring that to the table to extend our reach. All right, so I guess we'll move on to the next topic. I thought it might be a good idea to work on some kind for us to work on a annual report for fiscal year 21. So all the different standing committees. I guess what I would like to recommend is all the standing committees kind of write up things that they've worked on and things that they've accomplished, because a lot of people don't know what Staff Senate has been working on this year. So I thought it'd be a great idea if we make a report that would kind of present that, so people know we can kind of present that at our next meeting, and we can put it on our site for people to look at. So does everybody, do you like that idea? Do you have any concerns about that? What's the group think?
Hey, Mike, I think that'll be a great idea. Do you need any help getting it together, or, I mean?
Yes, yeah, if you were wanting to volunteer to help put it together, I would love it.
Sure.
But I guess I was thinking if all the standing committees kind of get together and do a report, the budget and finance, the communication technology committee, workforce, university committee, and get a report together and send it to the Staff Senate email, have it in one location that we can kind of compile it to, and then we can work on getting her report. I just think it'd be good for us to get that information out there, so if people want to know what Staff Senate's doing, they can go to our website and they can find out what we've worked on in the last year. Because there's a lot of things that happen that a lot of people don't know that we're how we're supporting them.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, and then we can keep that on on our website as well, and share it, you know, in the minutes and stuff.
All right, so yeah, so we can add that to our agenda for the June meeting to go over that report. So I would say if we could get all the committees to submit a report, let's just say by by the 20th.
May
That would give us
20th?
time to compile it. Jordan, do you have a question?
Is
So-
Monica? Oh, I'm sorry, Jordan.
No.
I didn't see your hand. I'm sorry. You want
I was-
May 20th?
I was going to kind of clarify for the June meeting. Do we have the president, Susan, and this report to go over?
That's a lot.
Yeah,
It might be.
I'm.
Well,
I
we
mean, I
could.
think Susan and the president together is probably too much, based on
Well,
how our conversation's gone.
We don't
today.
even have to. Honestly, we don't even have to even cover that during the meeting. If we choose to, we could do it in July,
Okay.
or we could just put it on our website and send out a link.
Okay.
We don't really have to discuss it.
Are
Okay.
they both? Are they both the meeting for June, or is one of them the meeting and one of them
They're-
the retreat?
They're both coming in June.
Okay.
It might be a longer meeting, but I feel that
It
both of
definitely.
them have information that we need to get out to staff as soon as possible.
Wouldn't it kind of
Oh.
make sense to to send or have the report like we submitted in July, because then it would be on a fiscal year. So we would get through what we've done in June and then start.
That's a good point.
We
I
can
like that.
review the rough draft of it in our executive committee meeting and then present the full final report in the July meeting.
Yeah, strong point. It might be a little short to give people 10 days plus the retreat to get all that done. July,
Yeah.
sounds right?
All right. So what do we want to make the deadline to get the information in? Y'all bringing up some really valid points.
Mike, would a lot of this information be already noted in the minutes from the past 12 months?
It should. I don't know if everything is, but I've started a document that I've worked on. I'm just trying to think of things that I know we've worked on. I've just got to pull that document back up. I did it probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. Just kind of reflecting back.
I don't know if a lot
but-
of the information is actually in the minutes, because I know a lot of times for their committee reports, sometimes we don't always get that information in the meetings. So, I mean, if you
Mhm.
have some information, just like even the highlights for the past year, we could.
Yeah, so anything that we've done to show that, what we've done to help represent staff, and that would be great. If anyone has anything that they want to add, just send that to the staff senate at wku.edu email, and we'll compile that report, and we'll have that ready for the July. So we can.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Jordan.
I was just going to say, I don't know if we envision this being like a full-blown report, or does it make more sense to make it something that like a one sheet that's a quick consumable kind of thing? I don't know, maybe both make sense, but
I was thinking something consolidated, something that people could read in, just a couple minutes, kind of something. But if y'all want a full-blown report,
Nope.
that's fine too. You like to concise, I did, Jordan.
Yeah, for sure.
I figured more people would read it if it was short. All right, so the staff senate executive committee can meet and kind of review information, and then we can send out a draft to everyone to see. All right, well, that takes us to the staff star award. So Jennifer is out, and Tanya has graciously. Robert, do you have a question real quick?
No, I was waving. I have to run to another meeting. I was just
Okay.
signing off.
All right. Thanks, Robert.
Bye.
Okay. All right, Tanya. So if you could, you can go ahead and take over for the staff star, Christopher Ware Staff Star Award recipients.
Yeah, sure. So we have 3 wonderful staff to recognize this month. We're going to go ahead and start with Rhonda Sullivan. She will be reading the first one.
All right, I'm honored to read the comments. Well, let me back up. Our first Christopher Ware Staff Star Award goes to Jenny London. Jenny works in the Division of Extended Learning and Outreach as the Regional Programs Coordinator. And I'm honored to read the comments that Jenny's coworkers have made about her. She's not only a coworker, but a dear friend to me. Jenny is an outstanding member of the WKU family. She's fully committed to the success of students throughout all regions and works tirelessly to serve them. She's taken on the tremendous task of coordinating academic programs for students throughout the Elizabethtown, Fort Knox, Glasgow, Owensboro, and Somerset regions and has done it with excellence. Jenny has worked exhaustively with WKU faculty, staff, deans, and department heads to create a positive experience for all WKU students and maintained a tremendous attitude and commitment. She has used her role as regional programs coordinator to be a constant force in pulling the vastly different campuses together to achieve the highest level of student success. Jenny's the kind of employee that every supervisor wants on their team. She thrives most when being faced with a problem, addressing it, and finding a positive outcome and solution. Her problem-solving skills and ability to keep the ultimate goals in mind are unmatched. Jenny knows that building trust, respect, and being fair with her coworkers makes for a good working relationship, and she prides herself on doing this. Her character, conduct, and actions certainly amplify the WKU spirit. Jenny is the epitome of a good colleague. Our campuses and students are very fortunate to have Jenny looking out for them on our hill and beyond. Jenny is a vital part of this team and deserves to be recognized for her dedication and service. On behalf of the Staff Senate, we thank you, Jenny, for all you do, and we will get your certificate and swag to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm honored, of course. Wow. I hope I get a copy of that for those days when you need a little extra encouragement. I'll go back and read that. But I am truly honored to especially receive the Christopher Ware Staff Star Award. Truly honored. Thank you so much, everyone, and to the committee.
Okay, our next Christopher Ware Staff Star Award goes to Beth Stamps. Beth works in philanthropy and alumni engagement as the campus operator and Welcome Center associate. I'm honored to read the comments that were submitted on behalf of Beth. 2020 has been a challenging and confusing year for the entire globe. Suddenly finding ourselves in sheltering in place while attempting to keep daily operations activities as normal as possible seemed insurmountable. Coupled with that with the uncertain future, and it's not difficult to conceive why people quickly became overwhelmed and fatigued. To keep the public informed, leaders shared information as quickly and as efficiently as they could using all manners of media, and most of the time we did all our best to digest it. Still, when we reach our wits' end, we don't want to read a disembodied email or watch an impersonal news conference. We want to hear a warm and welcoming voice. We want to know that someone, somewhere, cares about our concerns and frustrations. Ms. Stamps does so much more than this, than welcome visitors, transfer calls, and provide directions and instructions. Ms. Stamps is welcoming and reassuring voice of WKU. While many of us spent countless hours assuaging the fears and uncertainties of our students, colleagues, family, and community, Ms. Stamps had the tremendously difficult task of convincing each and every caller that while many of WKU's services were being operated remotely and thus may have a longer than normal response time, someone would provide that help each individual needed. It's been my own experience, while it's difficult to calm fears and anxiety on the best of days, doing so during a global pandemic has unprecedented challenges, takes tremendous grace, kindness, patience, and humility. There has been no greater time in recent history when grace, kindness, patience, and humility were needed more than during this and the upcoming year. We appreciate Beth Stamps for her amazing contributions to WKU's overall success. She goes above and beyond to try and get every caller the reassurance and assistance they needed. Definitely know it's very important to have Beth on the team and answering all those calls for sure. On behalf of the Staff Senate, we thank you, Beth, for all you do, and we'll get your certificate and WKU swag to you as soon as possible.
Thank you all so much. I greatly appreciate it. Very honored.
Our third Christopher Ware Staff Star Award goes to Emily Pride. Emily works in housing and residence life as a housing assistant. I have had the pleasure of working with Emily in Lambda Pi Eta, the National Honor Society for Communication, as well as traveled with her to the National Communication Association Conference, and can testify to her strong work ethic and positive hilltopper spirit. I'm honored to read what Emily's coworker had to say about her. Emily has been a tremendous addition to the housing and residence life team. She works hard to go above and beyond the call of duty and ask for help when she needs it. Her friendly personality and bubbly energy have made the department an even better place to work for. I'm glad to have her on our team. In addition, she has done an amazing job assisting students in their transition in and out of quarantine housing. There is a lot more to that than it sounds, and she has been a trailblazer in assisting Sharon Hunter to create, design, and implement all the processes being used in our quarantine housing. On behalf of the Staff Senate, we thank you, Emily, for all you do, and we'll get your certificate and WKU swag to you soon.
Thank you. I did not expect this at all. And when I got the email, I was like, wait, I'm not sure what this is. But it's really nice to be honored in this. My job is very unique in the fact that it has no one has ever had this job before, and we're kind of making it up as we go along. And so to be recognized for that is something that's really special. So thank you so much.
This wraps up our Staff Star Awards. We want to again thank Barnes & Noble for their kind gifts for the program. We love receiving, recognizing our fellow staff members. So if you have someone that you in mind that you want to nominate, please go to our website. We are always looking to recognize these staff members. I know that everyone works so hard on campus, and this past year in particular has been very difficult. So being able to honor them with the Christopher Ware Staff Star Award just, gives them a little boost. So please make some nominations.
All right. Again, congratulations to Jenny, Beth, and Emily. The well-deserved award. One thing I did forget, I was speaking with Jordan Basham the other day, and he recommended that we go ahead and try to get President Caboni on the schedule for our September meeting, because he normally comes. So that was a good idea. So I sent Joe McDonald an email to see if I can get down his calendar for our September meeting. So hopefully I'll hear back from that soon, because he does normally he has come to address us after the semester starts. So hopefully we can also get him booked for that month to come address Staff Senate. And I guess the only other announcement that we have is Friday will be the Board of Regent meeting. Is that right, David? So I'd like to encourage everybody to watch that, as David talked about, a lot of information on the budget. And David, I guess there'll be a lot of information on the Board of Regents website for the agenda.
The agenda is posted on the website, and if you've never gone to it before and clicked on it, it's a little unusual, because sometimes they post it where you click on the committee and that'll bring up the information underneath. So it's there. You have to dig a little sometimes. I think we get it emailed to us, so it's a little different, but feel free. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me directly and I will answer them or get you an answer very quickly.
Yeah, thank you, David. All right, I want to thank everybody for your time, and I guess that's everything on agenda. So I guess we are dismissed. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week.
Thank you.